Hello, everyone. It looks like it's my lucky day. Uh, we solved all the problems and we are ready to go live and let everyone know who is Mr. Jad Khalil. Mr. Jad Khalil is international criminal lawyer and he is the president of the International Association to Confront Coronavirus, and he has international presence within the environmental international law. Please, everyone, let's welcome Mr. Jad Khalil. Hello, Maître.
Hello, Mr. Haykal. Finally, we are
I'm
connected. We had technical problems.
I'm so glad we are together, and thank you for your time. You are a very very busy legal professional, not only on national basis, internationally. Mr. Khalil, first of all, I introduced you briefly. You hold a lot of titles. And can you please introduce yourself to the audience? We are live on LinkedIn and via my YouTube channel. Mr. Jad Khalil, welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nidal Haykal. I always watch your video streaming with other participants, and I'm fond of it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Jad. This is my honor.
Yes, thank you. Well, I've been in the Hague, in the Hague for 8 years. Now it's snowing there in the international tribunals. So I'm a counsel. I'm a defense counsel specialized in global terrorism and criminal law. Actually, I am defending the rights of Mr. Hassan Mer'i, who was accused in front of the Special Tribunal for Lebanon. And he was acquitted. He was acquitted. And now I'm actually also a member of the executive council and the bar association related to the International Criminal Court. The bar association, it's a group of the lawyers defending the lawyers and defending the victims also, and the staff, the legal officer. So I'm a member of the executive council. And I'm on the list also of the Kosovo chambers as a defense counsel, and also at the defending from the victims, and of course of the ADC ICT and the ex-Yugoslavia. So this is it. Now I'm the president, as you said, of the International Association to Confront Coronavirus and Global Violation officials. Well, actually, they wanted me to be this year as the first president of the association.
Thank you, Mr. Jad. That's really a lot to do within 24 hours a day. Do you have time to accomplish all these international missions?
Yes, it takes a lot of time, but being a lawyer, an international lawyer, you should see all the issues and all the global violations also, despite the war crimes and the crimes against humanity. Now we have another sort of worldwide crime. So this is the COVID-19. This is the coronavirus, and me and my founders of the association, we have registered our association legally, uh, we wanted to to make this happening, the association, I mean, to be registered in the Kingdom of the Netherlands since May 2020. But because of the COVID-19, I couldn't travel there. So occasionally we registered in Beirut district since 19 May 2020. But before that, since March 2020, me and the founders, we have judges, we have military generals, we have member of parliaments, of course, lawyers also, and we make a lot of legal steps, and we will make other legal steps to do in the future. So if you want, we can discuss in details
I have I
the
have a
problem.
I have a special part for the association and what you will aim from this association. Before that, on a personal level, Mr. Khalil, how was 2020? Like to be international lawyer, you heard a lot of stories and a lot of pain worldwide, and I don't think there is one single person wasn't hit bad with this year. But with all this, negativity of the year we faced, we stayed all together, and we are now in a new year with a new hope. What was your takeaway personally, not professionally, from 2020?
Well, personally, it was a very difficult year because when you are a resident in a country and you have another nationality on another country, it was very difficult for me to move, because I used to travel once or twice a month for 10 years. So I travel a lot. And if I have something in France or in other country, European, I can travel. So on the personally, I suffered from this, and I tried to work online, but it's very difficult to work online. You don't have the real material. You understand what I mean?
The
Uh,
platform is not ready yet. The courts is not ready. The legal system is not ready.
yes, and if even if they are ready, you cannot enter to the courts at the international level because you should make a quarantine. So as I told you, I'm a resident in the Netherlands, and I I need to be ready to any occasion that occurs in a special tribunal for Lebanon or for another tribunal also. So I'm trying to be near. I'm trying to be most of my time in Brussels. So if something happened, I take my car, my train, and I go to the Hague. This is why personally it's very disturbing me a lot. This kind of and you can't see your friends, your family, your colleagues as international, and you don't see your family also sometimes. So and you ask me as a person what are the problems,
Positivity,
not
yeah, and
professionally. Yeah, you cannot do anything. If you like to swim, to go to hunt, your hobbies, you cannot anything. You cannot do anything. So and the matter is getting worse. The COVID-19 really is getting very dangerous. So I give you the floor if you want to ask me to proceed.
uh, let me first engage with the audience. Thank you all for joining. Mohammed Noor is asking, where are you based?
I'm based in the Netherlands, in The Hague. I'm a resident there. I'm based in the Netherlands.
But you have offices in Netherlands and in Beirut, Lebanon.
Yes, that's true. I have an office in Beirut also. I have lawyers and working permanently, and I have an office in the Netherlands also. And I have other colleagues in the Netherlands. They have offices in Amsterdam or in the Den Haag. I can work if I want something. I can ask them. So I have two offices actually.
Mr. Jad, as the International Association to Confront Coronavirus, you are the president, and it's registered in Beirut, Lebanon, with the trials to register it in the Netherlands. This international association, what's the objective of it? What you are aiming to do, and do you think we need such international act not to trust what the World Health Organization is doing or telling us and our officials?
Yes, this is the main topic. It's a good question, Nidal, that you have asked, where our main objectives are to file lawsuits before national courts and international tribunals to execute the Council of the United Nations in order to punish officials if they are in Wuhan or in other country, in China or somewhere else, and against anyone who has direct or indirect responsibility of the COVID-19. And of course, for the sake of material compensation, we are seeking to demand the creation of the Special International Tribunal for this purpose. And this is a subject that's not easy to do this. We will talk about it later. But let me tell you that we, as the founders, we have one American citizen with us as a founder, and we are 9 Lebanese, but we have affiliate members, more than 150 affiliate members from all around the world. We have prosecutors with us, we have judges at the appeal court, and of course, we have lawyers from different countries. We have from Sweden, from Brazil, for instance, Cameroon, Madrid, Romania, Brussels, Albania, Chile, Washington, Florida, Paraguay, Sri Lanka, Saudi Arabia, Costa Rica. We have also affiliate members from Egypt, Holland, of course. We have many from Holland, Tunis, South Africa, even in UK, in Miami, India, Canada, Berlin, of course, in Lebanon also, in New York City,
It's a
Baghdad,
real
Senegal. I don't want to say all the countries, so we are a bunch, and we are working. Yesterday we had a stream on the Zoom. We have a Zoom streaming, and we discussed about the vaccine and uh, the dangers of the vaccine. Uh, but what we did, Nidal, and the you should know that what we did until now, uh, we have presented a demand to open an investigation in front of the uh, prosecutor at the Court of the Cassation here in Lebanon. And then we will open the same in front of the ICC if we can, we will talk about, because we should know, and you should know, the responsibility of China and the responsibility of WHO, the World Health Organization. Yeah. So we have 5 accountabilities against Wuhan. First, it's a blackout. They made a blackout. Second, they mislead. Third, they have modulated the evidence. So we have modulating the evidence. And they have caused for humanity prejudice. And also, we have one accountability, it's collusion. Why? Why China? And I'm talking really objectively,
Uh-huh.
because we have documents. We are working this for many months, maybe for 1 year. Maybe we are the first, and since March, since the COVID-19 was spread, and officially it was said by the WHO, we gathered together and we studied those 5. The most important thing is that the World Health Organization recognized the COVID-19 on the 11th of March 2021. I'm sorry, 11 March 2020.
20.
Okay. But before 5 months, in October 18, between October 18 and October 27, the virus was already in Wuhan. This young lady, her name is Elodie Clouvel.
Mhm.
Elodie Clouvel, she's an athlete. In October 2019, there were military Olympic Games in Wuhan. The Elodie, with her friend, they have participated in this Olympic, and she was infected by the COVID-19. She said then
Wow.
she was infected by the COVID-19. When she went to France in October 2019 with her friend also, his name is Valentin Belot. This is the other French guy here also. He was infected. So since
But
October,
was
since
back in the end of 2019.
yes, 2019. Yeah, in 2019. And while we are saying that China and Wuhan especially made a blockout and they are modulating evidence, we have a second point, that is, since October and since November 2019, the internal flights inside China were prohibited. But the flights outside China and the international flights, they was not prohibited. So many thousands of the Chinese traveled outside China beginning from October, but inside China, the travel flights, that was prohibited.
If I may ask at this point, you mean like the Chinese intentionally protect their state and they didn't care for the whole world?
Uh, the connection was poor, Nidal. Can you please tell me your question again?
Yeah, my question is, you mean that the Chinese government took care of uh, of her country and they didn't save the world?
Yes, yes, that's true. And on January 2020, the government said to the president, Dr. Ghebreyesus, the president of the WHO, that the COVID-19 cannot be spread. It cannot be spread among humans.
Do you think they were aware of the type and the dangers of the virus at that moment?
Yes, yes. And I can assure you with documents of, I'm talking about the blackout and modulating the evidence and the collusion, because Mr. Chong Nanshan, he's the health advisor of the Ministry of Health in China. This is the gentleman. So he made a video. This is the advisor of the Ministry of Health in
China.
He is saying that Wuhan blacked out their citizen, and Wuhan said that the virus cannot be infected between people. So this is a confession from the Minister of Health in China with this gentleman talking. He said that on the 18th of May, 2020. We have more evidence from the scientists inside the Wuhan Institute of Virology. We have the director of the Wuhan Institute of Virology. We have a video, but I have a picture now. I cannot show you the video. It's difficult. Her name is Wang Yanyi. Wang Yanyi. She's the director of the Virology Institute inside the Wuhan. So in Wuhan, yes, this is a confession. This is a very strong confession. What she was saying on the video, she was saying one of the teams led by Professor Shi Zhengli, we will talk now later about the professor as a second witness. Yeah, one of the teams led by Professor Shi Zhengli began studying bat coronaviruses in 2004. So this is the director of the institute inside Wuhan. She's confessing. But she says its research has been focused on source tracing of SARS. In their research, what they pay more attention to, do more research on, and try to isolate and obtain are bat coronaviruses similar to the one that causes SARS. So the director of the virology inside the laboratory of Wuhan, she is confessing that they personally isolated the viruses to make the coronavirus. And she's saying also, this is all on the video. It's the video for the woman, for this lady, for this director. And she says, after many years of research, Professor Shi and her team have isolated and obtained some coronaviruses from bats. Now we have three stains of live viruses. So if we want to look at the certificate, at the testimony, it's not a testimony, it's a confession of the Professor Shi Zhengli. Professor Shi Zhengli. This woman, she was dealing with the coronavirus by her hands. She was treating the coronavirus inside Wuhan. So this professor, she's a virologist and researcher at the institute. What did she say on the video? My laboratory has long been researching on coronaviruses. We identified that this was a new type of coronavirus in these samples.
Mhm.
So we name it a novel coronavirus. So they have isolated the viruses. It's a handmade virus, and they name it novel coronavirus. She says also, we, along with two other medical institutes in our country, submitted this genome sequence to the World Health Organization on January 12, 2020. But as we saw, that Elodie Clouvel, the athlete that she was playing in the military Olympic Games in Wuhan, she was infected since October. And there was another doctor who died. I don't remember his name now. He was working inside the laboratory and he died in October from coronavirus. Professor Shi is saying also the coronavirus isolated by us was a cause of an unexplained pneumonia. This
Wow.
unexplained pneumonia is what people are dying now today. Donc, they have isolated, they have created. And she is telling also, and this is very important here, we actually started to study bat coronaviruses in 2004. So
Wow.
so
It's a mind
so
blowing.
yes. And I want to tell you what Professor Shi, this professor, she has a team. They have worked since 2004 on the coronaviruses. They isolated. Nobody is talking now bats or not bats. They made the coronavirus. It's a humanitarian catastrophe. What were their strategy? Professor, she is saying,
Uh-huh.
so the job we are doing now, she's talking in May 2020. So the job we are doing now is to find the viruses before they find us. This is their strategy. They are they want to find the viruses before they find us. So what does it mean? It does mean that now maybe they are trying to find other viruses before these viruses found them. It's a very dangerous thing they are doing inside Wuhan. So it's today. So between brackets, it's today that WHO sent a team as an investigator to the Wuhan to see what's happening. After 1 year and 6 months because Elodie Cloudel, this athlete, was infected inside Wuhan in November 2019.
Right.
Yeah. So, what is now the responsibility of WHO? We and my colleagues, we are saying that this team now or yesterday they went to Wuhan, but I think the world would expect something very unfamiliar. Why? Because a lot of people is saying that there is a sort of conspiracy between the WHO and the Wuhan and the China. Why? Because if you see the picture of this woman, she was a general in the Chinese army.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, here she has a nice voice. She was singing to some soldiers of the Chinese army soldiers. So this woman, her name is Peng Liwang, and Peng Liwan, actually, she is the wife of the actual president of China, Mr. Xi Jinping. She's the wife of the
Yeah.
president of China. What is the relation now? The WHO every year they select 7 ambassadors of good intentions.
Mhm.
7 ambassadors of good intentions. Before 1 or 2 years, one of the ambassadors was this woman, the wife of the actual president of the China, Mrs. Peng Liwan. These are documents we have. These are really good submissions. This is why when people said there is a conspiracy, so since the wife of the
It makes
president
sense now.
of China, she was an ambassador of good intentions, and we know very well that China played an important role when Dr. Ghebreyesus, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, he was elected. China wanted him, and of course Bill Gates. Bill
They
Gates, of
supported
course,
him. Yeah.
he wants that. So we have a lot of pictures showing the good relations between the president of the WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, and the president of China.
Of China.
Yes. So so the responsibility are when we presented the demand to open investigation of the in front of the prosecutor, we said that we have those 3 scientists. I was talking about 2 scientists, but there is one also in Wuhan, and it's good to know him. His name is his name is this gentleman. Also, he was working in Wuhan Institute. This gentleman, we have a video from him also. His name is Yuan Shiming. He's a researcher at the Wuhan Institute of Virology and director of Wuhan National Biosafety Laboratory. It's a second laboratory it's a second laboratory in Wuhan.
In Wuhan.
And I want you to know what he said, his confession on a video. He's saying that compared with their pain and loss, he's talking about Wuhan people, compared with their pain and loss, no matter how much we have been wronged, no matter how much we have been wronged, our pain is much smaller. He is confessing, this gentleman,
Sure.
that they have been wrong. So, and we have, so it's a humanitarian catastrophe. It's a handmade in coronavirus in Wuhan. They have separated the viruses to create this coronavirus. They were working on this since 2004 with the confession of the director of the Laboratory Institute. So I know the word, it's the, we cannot find more stronger evidence like this. But let me, since we are talking about the responsibles. Well, objectively, I'm talking always objectively. Let me tell you about Bill Gates. Bill Gates, on the television, he was on the CNBC TV. We have the video also. You know about it. All the world knows about it. I think it was on the published 19th of May. He admits he's making 200 billion US from his vaccination. He has confessed that that the fees and the expenses of the vaccine is 20 billions approximately, but he want to make a profit of 200 billions US. So this is I gave to you some topics, some briefly about that. The China is responsible. WHO is responsible, like a conspiracy also, and let the people decide what will be the situation of Mr. Bill Gates.
Do you think, Mr. Jad, this is a part of the biological war? We always hear about it, and sadly, some parts of the world lived it, and we have a lot of casualties worldwide, not far away, in Syria and the Middle East. And do you think this is part of the biological war?
Well, Mr. Nidal, I cannot assure you this point. I cannot be sure, uh, but when we say blackout, modulating the evidence, and maybe they did not have the intention to do that inside the laboratory, but despite of all this, they did that recklessly and they were irresponsible
Responsible.
to, yeah, and recklessly they do that, maybe not intentionally, but even even on this point, they are responsible, and they made criminal crimes. They are humanitarian crimes, even if not, if it's not intentionally, if it's recklessly.
L- Let's uh, um, let's see if we wanna simplify it. Let's consider the what happened with the virus and the responsibilities about who controlled the existence of it and the spread of it. Let's consider it as a car accident.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have a car accident, not intentionally, it happens, but
Yes,
the responsibilities sometimes bring compensation. It
yes,
depends.
that's right.
It depends on how big and huge and tremendous the casualty is. Uh, I know the International Association is doing a big part in collecting these evidences and hitting the courts internationally to assign the responsibilities no matter where it goes, right?
Yes, yes,
Whether
that's right.
it's whether it's the World Organization, Health Organization, whether it's governments, China, or any other. But now, let's say I have somebody who died from coronavirus. This is what I want to tell the audience. I think the association can entitle casualties and their injuries from worldwide, and they might be entitled for compensation, correct?
Yes, that's right. That's right. This is why the our members, affiliate members, each one is his country, his nationality, is looking for the families. They are being in touch with the families of the deceased, and
Deceased.
then, yeah, of the deceased, and they taking a power of attorneys to the association, and we are helping them seeking for compensation. But let me tell you, even in a car accident, uh, by imprudence and reckless, if someone is dead, the sentence is the imprisonment. So the guy who killed the victim,
If
he go to jail. It's not only compensation. So
no,
this
it's
is
not.
why this is why yesterday also one of our friends lawyer, he's not in our association, I don't want to give his name, he died from coronaviruses. A lot of people is dying all around the world. In Den Haag, in Holland, there are 5,000 or 10,000 infected people, and many hundreds are dying inside Holland.
every
So
day.
what I want to say by your screen, contact us, make a connection with us by email, and our organization, our association, is a non-profit organization. I want you to know that.
It's
So
important to light up this.
we are working this without any fees. It's for free. It's for free. So we want that some people, even if infected or not dead, they will contact us, and we will help them. We will help them to have trials in their country, But in front of the ICC, let me be clear. In front of the ICC, the Canadian lawyers asked us as an association to help them to go and to demand an investigation. But as the founders, because the association was registered in Lebanon, Lebanon is not a member of the Rome Statute. Even China is not
It's not
a
a member.
member of the Rome Statute, but Canada is. So the Canadian could go in front of the International Criminal Court and ask open investigation. But what we can do in our association with our 150 or maybe 200 now affiliate members, each one with its nationality, we want to see, well, like Paris, Tunis, Holland, and Senegal, Nigeria. Those countries, they have signed, they have ratified the Rome Statute. So based on this, we can go
You,
and make in front of the International Criminal Court. But we aim and we hope that Security Council, we are asking this, and I know a lot of groups also, not from other countries, the German is asking this, to create a international
international.
criminal court for this by the Security Council of the United Nations. But unfortunately, you have vetoes. You should have the 2/3 positive
Of the
vote.
council, yeah.
Yeah, 2/3, and I don't know. Maybe China will make a. Of course, she will oppose about this. So this is a worldwide humanitarian crime. I think if the countries can arrive to modify the statute of the Security Council, saying that if one of the countries members of the 5 permanent members, China, United States, France, UK, and
Any
Russia,
country.
if they made the crime, if they are responsible, they cannot put a veto on this matter. If they can arrive to this point, a sort of an agreement, so an international, by the Security Council, a tribunal international for the COVID-19 will be created and will be established.
The important part is we have in our world somebody like you and all the founders of the association. They are not, letting it go. I know it's a big international case to bring countries into justice, but at least the system doesn't support that at the moment. But every sound count. So you'll never know, as you said, in the future we might be able to control this when big countries they do such violations and criminal acts against the whole population.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Well, well, to well, this point to the association, our association, uh, to arrive to this goal, we have we are sending letters to the officials. We sent also to Security General of the United Nations, and we are going to make also submissions to the officials, to the official personality, to the Dutch Minister of Health, and to other. But I mean, this is work should be done at a larger
Scale
limits.
and internationally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the international level. So the government of the countries should be aware, because it's a disaster, and we are going to the more disaster will come. So the government of each country, they should say that this is a humanitarian catastrophe, and if the coronavirus, and we show you the documents and the evidence, they will study these documents. As if they see that really this was created inside the Wuhan recklessly, without any intention to kill people, but an international court under the Chapter 7 of the United Nations should be created. And we are working for this, Mr. Nidal.
That's a tremendous effort. The simple thing we can say, thank you for all your effort to bringing this issue internationally. And just I want to mark and light up that everyone can contact your association and make a power of attorney if they were infected by the coronavirus worldwide, correct?
Yes. They make a power of attorney, and worldwide we will proceed. We are doing this. A little bit in the Netherlands, a little bit in Lebanon,
In Lebanon.
but I mean, at the international level, we are ready, because what I read to you, it's maybe 3% or 4% of the documents of the submission we have made. We have more details. We made researches. We have doctors with us. We
And the
have scientists
professionals, yes.
also. Yes.
So, Mr. Jad, after all your experience internationally, basically, with all the information you said about the association and the coronavirus, um, it's a viral topic, but I wanna just light up on two topics. You are yeah, they are basically within your professional path, which is the international environmental law. Can you tell us about your expertise in this area?
Oh, you mean the international environmental law? Yes. So yes, you're right. This is and this law, the international environmental law, is related to the health problem also, and to the COVID-19. Let me begin by telling you that each country has his own environmental law.
Laws, yes.
So you have many environmental law, as much that we have countries in the world, but there is one unique international environmental law, and it's the totality of the decisions, norm, customs existing in treaties made between countries, and conventions also. The main point is, for the international environmental law, or this level, that the rights of the citizen is related strongly to the environment. He has the right to live in a healthy environment. We are talking
And
of
this is
the health environment. He has
This
the
is
right.
applies for every single country in the world. It's not, you have to live healthy in a healthy environment everywhere.
Yeah, of course, of course. Uh, in each country, uh, I mean, if you want to have a the tourism, if you, a good tourism, you should have a good environment. Even
Exactly.
in the in the sector of the banks, if you want to have a good sector to in the banks, in the industry,
Investment opportunities.
invested, yeah, you should have a good environment, a healthy environment. So all the ministries in all countries are related, are in relation with the environmental law. Uh, Let me give you one or two cases of this environmental law and as an international level. I want to tell you about the case. It was in front of European Court of the Human Rights European Court. The case is LCR against United Kingdom.
Mhm.
So, for instance, United Kingdom was making nuclear activities beside an island called Christmas Island. So the lady, Mrs. LCR, was ill from cancer. So the European Court of the Human Rights made a judgment saying that although the evidence is weak between the illness, the cancer of this lady, and the nuclear activities made by the government of the UK should establish rules to avoid such risks on the health of humanity. So this is the same example of the COVID-19. I mean, this is a simple example. A lady was ill from cancer about a activities, nuclear. But in Wuhan, we have all people in the world are dying
The
from the
whole population.
coronavirus. Yeah. I can give you a second case briefly, a small case. The, in front of the European Court of the Human Rights, it's Guerra. So the recurrents are Guerra against Italy.
Mhm.
There was a chemistry factory dealing with a nocive material called arsenic. Arsenic. They was dealing with this nocive material in Italy. Their arguments of Mr. Guerra were based that the state of Italy was not taking appropriate measure to protect the life of humanity. So the judgment was issued saying that Italy should take appropriate measure to protect the life of humanity. So this is a small example
It's the same
comparing
origin.
with the huge coronavirus in the world. So this is about the humanitarian law. It's very important to understand it a little bit.
Mr. Jad, I know we took a lot of your schedule today, and thank you. We appreciate this a lot. Um, my last question is, even though we should do this later to update us with the viral information about the association regarding the coronavirus, hopefully in the future. My last question is about the social media. Uh, Not all the lawyers with international presence like you, they are focusing on social media. And I don't want to say that you are active in a TikTok way, but you are active in a professionally way. How do you see the career of or the law industry in general uh, within the social media? Like me personally, I think we are coming to an age I can conduct my business, especially in the legal industry, without even seeing the client or without even going to the court.
Yeah, let me. The connection was very poor. Do you want to know if a lawyer, it's good for a lawyer to go to social medias and to talk about his cases?
No,
Am I right?
no, not this is the point, but being on social media as a legal profession like you are on LinkedIn, and the association, the International Association to Confront Coronavirus, has its own page also on LinkedIn, and you interact social media wise. Do you think this is important for the upcoming period? Like, are we going more social media wise?
Yes, yes. Now I heard your question. Yes, yes. Thank you. Okay. So yes, it's very important, the social media. Like you, Mr. Haykal, what you are doing, it's something very professional, and
Thank you.
that helps to, yeah, really, that the international justice will fight the impunity at the end. We need gentlemen like you to talk to the social media. But personally, I'm not too active. I'm not very active in social media. I have only the LinkedIn for my association. Sometimes I go to the tweet. I make a tweet, but it is very important to preserve the confidentiality of our cases. So I know this coronavirus. It's not something
It's not,
confidential.
yeah.
No, it's not something confidential. But for my cases, I don't talk about my cases about in front of the tribunals. I see sometimes some colleagues, they are tweeting what they are doing when they present a submission, for instance, against a decision of the International Criminal Court. They put their submissions on the twin. I don't do that, and I don't like to do this. There is a confidentiality a
There
little
is,
bit. But what you did today when you called me and you asked me if I want to say, I did not hesitate at all, because our aim and your aim is to save our people, is to save lives and
exactly.
our people. And I was a little bit hesitating to show the documents to the public about the responsibilities, but I think a lot of people didn't know the evidence that was inside the Wuhan Institute, I'm not a court to condemn anyone. I said I give you names. I give you big names, sometimes irresponsible in the WHO, but I'm not condemning them. I don't have anything against them. Objectively, I show you this documents, this submission, this evidence, and in front of the social media, and this is very helpful. And what are you doing? It's a very good for mankind.
Mr. Jad, I think you have a very solid case, because sometimes, even if we lose the case for separate and different reasons, it's good that we introduce to the world that we are not muted. Somebody have to hear our voice, and this is at least the minimum what you are doing with the association. And the big difference you are doing, you are bringing this to international level because it's a big humanitarian crisis. um, Mr. Jad, thank you very much for your time, and I want to say I was so lucky to have you today. I had a lot of questions, but we are hitting the hour now, and I know it's your weekend and very busy schedule. Thank you again, Mr. Jad, and it's yours if you want to end with with something to the audience before we end this live.
Well, I thank you very much, Nidal. It was my pleasure, and I hope this meeting will be very helpful for people to understand really what is happening, and take the measures, the necessary measures, to avoid to have more people infected and more people died. We want justice in the world. We should work for the justice. Thank you very much, Nida.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khalil, and wish you a healthy and wealthy and safe year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for everyone joined me today after a delay 10 minutes. I should pay for that. I apologize for everyone. But it was worth the wait. Mr. Jad Khalil light up a lot of information regarding the association, the International Association to Confront Coronavirus. He showed us a lot of evidences. Please see the review on my LinkedIn page and on my YouTube channel. All the links is going to be in the comments of this slide. Thank you again, everybody. Wishing you a happy weekend, and remember to live with faith and love and hope. Credit to Tisha Marie Pelletier. Thank you very much.